Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Marsha Putri with the number 224-32070H. And this video report, I would like to present my practical report about natural network classifications and Q-learning algorithm. And in this project, we use the Botak CSV dataset to build classification models and evaluate its performance. I will explain each step based on our Jupyter notebook. And in the first, we import all the libraries needed for this project. In here, we use Pandas to read the manage the dataset, NumPy for numerical operations, and the Matplotlib uh, together with Seaborn to visualize the data. For machine learning, we use several modules from Skitlearn, such as simple purporter for handling missing values, label encoder for converting categorical data the numbers, standard color for data using the feature, training test slip for British data, MLP classifier as our natural network algorithm, and several evaluations metrics like accuracy scores, confusion metric, and classification report. This library help us perform data processing, model training, and model evaluation. And here we reading the data set using the PD read CSV, and we show the data set like this. And before building the models, we first explore the data set. We use height to display the first 5 rows of dataset. Then info is used to check the data type and identify whether there are missing value in here. And shapes show the number of rows and columns in the dataset. Next, we use describe to generate descriptive statistic. These functions provide information mean, such as mean, minimum value, maximum value, standard deviation, and quartiles for numerical feature. And after that, we checking whether the dataset continues a missing value using is null sum. Missing value may reduce the performance of the machine learning models, so they need to the handle before training. And we also perform data visualize. The hard histogram help us understand the distribution of the numerical feature. Correlation head map in here. Show the relationship between variables, and last is distribution target distributions. And after that, we handle the missing value, and we on before. We replace the name using simple imputer. For numerical columns, we use the main value. For categorical columns, we use the most frequent value. This process ensures the dataset is complete before training the models. And next, we uh, encoding the dataset, data. Since numerical only work with numerical data, categorical feature must the converted into the number. We use label encoder to perform each categorical into numerical labels. This allow the model to process every feature correctly. Stay with creating the target variables. The original target in this dataset is Botak prompt, which represent the probability of baldness. Since LNC classifier perform classifications, we convert this probability into two classes. If the probability is greater than or the note 5, the class becomes 1, meaning high probability of baldness. Otherwise, it becomes 0, meaning low probability. After that, we separate the feature into the X and the target into the Z in here. Next, we standardize the feature value using standard scalar. Standard transform every feature into the similar scale. This step is important because the network perform better when the input feature have similar range. It also help the training process converge faster. The dataset then is divided into training data and testing data. We use 7% of the data for training and 30% for testing. The training data is used to learn the patterns, while the testing data use the evaluate the model's performance. And now we create the neural network model using MPL's classifier. Our models use the hidden layer with 150, 150 neutron and a maximum of 450 iterations. Then we train the model using the fit functions during training. The neural network alert the relations between the input feature and target classes. Finally, we evaluate the train model. First, we calculate the training accuracy and testing accuracy. Then we display the confused metric to compare the predictions label with the actual labels. We also using the classification report, which provides precisions, recalls, V1 scores, and support for each classes. That's the practicum of neural network. And next, we remove to a Q-learning algorithm. In the first step, we import the required libraries. We use NumPy to perform numerical computation and create the Q tables, and we also use Matplotlib to visualize the final Q values after the training process. These libraries help simplify mathematical calculation and the data visualizations. And next, we define the main parameter of the Q-learning algorithm. These parameters include the learning rate, which control how much new information update the Q value, and discount factor, which determine the importance of future rewards, the explorations probability, which balance exploration and exploitations, and the number of training epoch, which determines how many times the agent learn from the improvement. The next sections define the state transition functions. These functions These functions determine how the agents move the one state to another after choosing in actions. It represents the environment and ensures that every action results in the correct next stage according to the predefined rules. This is the main part of the program. During each training episode, the agent selects the actions using the explorations and exploitation strategy. After performing the action, the agent receives a reward and update the Q value using the Q learning performance formula. By repeating this process many times, the agent gradually learns which action provide the high reward for every stage. After the training process is complete, the program visualizes the learned Q values. The visualization shows the maximum Q value for each stage, allowing us to understand how well the agent has learned to the optimal policy as that the highest Q values indicate better decisions learned by the agents. This is the learning confusions metric and the learns Q tables. That is all from me. In conclusions, this program is more how the Q-learning algorithm enables an agent to learn optimal decisions through trial and error. By continuously updating the Q-learns based on a reward, the agent gradually improves its performance and identifies the best action for each stage. That's all for me, and thank you.